जय गोपीजनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदा यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदा यमुनातीरा बनचारी यमुनातीरा यमुनातीरा बनचारी यमुनातीरा जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे जय राधा माधव जय पंचतत्व जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय राधा माधव पंचतत्वा जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभिचरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद निगम कल्पतरोर्घलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृत द्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. Reading the Srimad Bhagavatam today in the series of the classes running up to Ram Navami. They've given a concept, the theme. For that I've chosen this verse 5, 6. नित्यं ददाति कामस्य छिद्रं तम् अनुये रयः छिद्रं तम् अनुये रयः योगिनः कृत्य-मैत्रस्य योगिनः कृत-मैत्रस्य patyur jāyeva puṁścalī patyur jāyeva puṁścalī nityaṁ dadāti kāmasya cchidraṁ tam anuye rayaḥ yoginaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyur jāyeva puṁścalī nityaṁ dadāti kāmasya chidram tam anuye rayaḥ yoginaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyur jāyeva puṁścalī nityaṁ dadāti kāmasya chidram tam anuye rayaḥ yoginaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyur jāyeva puṁścalī nityaṁ dadāti kāmasya chidram tam anuye rayaḥ yoginaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyur jāyeva puṁścalī. Mataji. Nityam dadāti kāmasya chidram tam manuye rayaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyur jāyeva puṁścalī nityaṁ dadāti kāmasya chidram tam anuye rayaḥ yoginaḥ kṛta-maitrasya patyuḥ jāyeva puṁścalī. Synonyms: nityaṁ, always; dadāti, gives; kāmasya, of lust; chidram, facility; tam, that lust; anu, following; ye, those; arayaḥ, enemies; yoginaḥ, of the yogīs or persons trying to advance in spiritual life; kṛta-maitrasya, having put faith in the mind; patyuḥ, of the husband; jāyeva, like the wife; puṁścalī, who is unchaste or easily carried away by other men. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhacharanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. An unchaste woman is very easily carried away by paramours, and it sometimes happens that her husband is violently killed by her paramours. If the yogi gives his mind a chance and does not restrain it, his mind will give facility to enemies like lust, anger and greed, and they will doubtlessly kill the yogi. Purport: in this verse, the word puṁścalī refers to a woman who is easily carried away by men. Such a woman is never to be trusted. Unfortunately, in the present age, women are never controlled. According to the directions of the Shastras, women are never to be given freedom. When a child, a woman must be strictly controlled by her father. When she is young, she must be strictly controlled by her husband. And when she is old, she must be controlled by her elderly sons. If she is given independence and allowed to mingle unrestrictedly with men, she will be spoiled. A spoiled woman, being manipulated by paramours, might even kill her husband. This example is given here because a yogi desiring to get free from material conditions must always keep his mind under control. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura used to say that in the morning our first business should be to beat the mind with shoes 100 times, and before going to bed to beat the mind 100 times with a broomstick. In this way, one's mind can be kept under control. An uncontrolled mind and an unchaste wife are the same. An unchaste wife can kill her husband at any time, and an uncontrolled mind followed by lust, anger, greed, madness, envy and illusion can certainly kill the yogi. When a yogi is controlled by the mind, he falls down into the material condition. One should be very careful of the mind, just as a husband should be careful of an unchaste wife. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadāti Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha krupa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamiti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripapadayane Gaurakatadamada Nagaragram Tarane Katanjana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Viparitam Syat Shri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hare Krishna. So, we are about to celebrate Ram Navami tomorrow. Lot of learnings that we have from the Ramayana, which all of us as practicing devotees can use it in our own life. While there are characters which are pure white in Ramayana, there are also characters which are pitch black. That is the Lord's design of how different characters are there. And of course there are different shades of grey in between. While we can learn and get inspired by those who have impeccable character like Lord Ram himself, we also can learn from the character of Ravana. So today the topic which was given to me as a theme is consequences of lust, a life of Ravana. This is a theme which they gave me. So I prepared little. So in this verse, we have a comparison, we have an analogy where the wife is compared to the mind, the paramours to either the senses, sense objects, or even the vices, and the husband is the intelligence. If the jiva does not take shelter of the intelligence can be killed by the unchaste mind. Mind is not our friend, Krishna says, and mind is our enemy, also our friend, Krishna says. And many acharyas have told how mind can deceive a yogi. So first let's define what is this lust or kama. Kama is that desire to experience material enjoyment through the senses of sound, touch, form, smell or taste. Kama refers to this. Anything which to do where we want to enjoy ourselves by these elements is kama. And Shastra says that among all the desires which we have, the desire for sexual desire, sex with the opposite gender, is the most prominent and the most wild among all the desires. So if we see Ramayana, the way it is constructed, there are different degrees of people with varied levels of lust. You know, if you say there is one place called Ayodhya, where there is absolutely no lust present, almost. Like, that is called Sanskriti. Sanskriti is the good things that can happen. If you see in Ayodhya, everybody is trying to make the other person happy by giving up their own sense enjoyment. When Rama was banished, Rama said, okay, I will make my mother happy by going to the forest and live for X number of years that she told me. When that was said, Dasharatha came and told Rama, no, I will give you the right to disobey my orders. Please don't go. But Rama said, I will go. While he was preparing to go, Sita said, I am following you, whether you want it or not. Sita is a wedded wife of Rama. It is natural for her to follow. But Lakshmana said, brother, I am coming with you. I am going to give up my sense gratification and my pleasures in order to serve you. After all these things, when Bharata came back he learnt what Kaikeyi had done. He was wild at his mother, wild. He called her Rakshasi. What kind of a person are you? You have created such a negative environment here. How can we all live? How can anybody, any citizen of this kingdom live without Rama being here? So he went where Rama was there. He went all the way to Chitrakuta, begging him to come back. He wanted to sacrifice his share of kingdom, or whatever was his mother had given to him on the platter, and he wanted to get Rama back. But Rama did not come back, and he sent his Paduka. So Bharata stayed in Nandigram, and he did the administration of Ayodhya right from Nandigram without coming. This is Ayodhya. This is Sanskriti. Whereas the next episode, if you see, there is Kishkinda. Kishkinda is Sugriva's place, the pastime of Sugriva, where even after Rama helping Sugriva to kill Vali and get back his kingdom, in the Chaturmasya, his mind got bewildered. He is Prakriti. Means he is sometimes towards Rama and sometimes towards himself. So in the Chaturmasa, he got so attracted to the sense gratification which he was having for the 4 months where Rama was waiting for him to come and help him. He absolutely forgot that he has to go and help Rama. But even then, Rama went, and little of a correction, Sugriva was used in the service of Rama. So this is Prakriti. Prakriti is naturally going away from Rama, but with a little correction, Prakriti can be given a chance to be put in service of Ram. This is Prakriti. The Ayodhya is Sanskriti, Kishkinda is Prakriti, whereas Lanka is Vikriti. This is absolute negativity, absolute ignorance, tamas, where Ravana wanted everything for himself. Ravana knew what to be done, what not to be done. He was not an ordinary person. He was a trained Brahmana. He knew astrology very well. He knew music very well. He had so much of learnings that he had. He was actually a Vidwan. But even then, his desires were absolutely anti-Lord. It is said that the desire to separate Sita from Rama and trying to enjoy was what is the basic issue which Ravana had. So, when we see this Ravana's character, he was actually a son of a Brahmana, but he was actually a son of a Rakshasi also. So in that way, he had both the characteristics. When Ravana wanted to enjoy Sita separately, he was stopped by many people. Before actually trying to kidnap Sita, how did it all start? When Rama was there in the forest, Shurpanaka went there. The backstory of why Shurpanaka went there is her husband was accidentally killed by Ravana. There are 2 Puranas, there are 2 different stories which they say. One, they say that Shurpanaka was arguing with Mandodari, because Mandodari is a vegetarian and Shurpanaka is a non-vegetarian. And she was arguing for meat and Mandodari was not giving. So she became so wild. He asked her husband to kill them. And suddenly this husband, he swallowed Ravana. One Purana says that. And then Ravana from inside said, "You are my sister. Help me. I will find you a different husband." So Shurpanaka tore open her husband's stomach and got Ravana out. This is one story. There is another story which says that Ravana and Shurpanaka's husband, Vidyut-jiva, they were doing some kind of a martial art exercise. Accidentally, Ravana killed Vidyut-jiva. Because of them being a Rakshasa, Ravana empowered Shurpanaka to go and find her own husband. So the Acharyas have commented in one of the works which I read, saying that if a woman is allowed to find her own husband, this is what will happen. She went and found Ram Ram was already married to Sita, happy to be there, but she got attracted to him. And then when she approached Rama, he said, no, I'm married. You can ask Lakshmana. And he said, both of them were married actually. Lakshmana was also married. But he said, I am a ekapatni vratastha. I have taken a vow to have only one wife for this life. So Shurpanaka went and approached Lakshmana, and Lakshmana, with his anger, Sheshnag, he cut her ear and nose. Now with this, she got insulted and she went back to Ravana. Before that, she went to her other brothers, cousins, Kara and Dusha. With 14,000 Rakshasas, they attacked Ravana. And Rama very easily killed all of them. Ravana was insulted by this. Why? Because Ravana considered human beings to be nobody. When he did his penance to impress Brahma, and when Brahma came, he said, I want to be immortal. Brahma said, no, that is not possible. And then when he said that, no, then give me a boon where I will not be killed by Kinkaras, Kimpurushas. He mentioned everybody. He did not mention human beings. This was the flaw in this little law which wrote, like how these lawyers find flaw in the things which we write. It's like they take it for granted. I was just remembering this story of Ravana not mentioning human beings and taking them for granted. One little girl went for a feast. She came back to me and told what all she had in Bengal. She said, I had that sweet, this sweet, that sweet, this sweet. She felt like 7 sweets she mentioned. She did not mention Rasgulla. I said, hey, you went for a feast in Bengal and there was no Rasgulla? Hey, we are in Bengal. Rasgulla is always there. So like that, Ravana assumed that human beings are lesser than others. And so he did not mention human beings. So because of that, he now was very much insulted that a human actually killed his entire army of 14,000. So he wanted to get back at Rama. Then Shurpanaka went and instigated him, saying that, oh, what is this? Now I think you have become too much into sense gratification. You are not even taking revenge. This is some kind of a Ulta Puran. The sister is going and saying, you're into sense gratification, so you're not killing Rama. So that is for them not sense gratification. So she went and instigated him. Then also, he first tried. He went to Maricha and he asked, will you help me? Maricha said, no, Rama is Lord. I saw him when he killed Tataka. I was there. With one arrow I fell 800 kilometers away. So it is better that you go back home. Don't do all these things. Good counsel. But when a mind is agitated with revenge, good counsel is not taken. He went back, not convinced, but he went back. Then Shurpanaka started saying about how beautiful Mother Sita is. She started explaining about how she looked, how golden her form is. It is said that he was partly convinced by Shurpanaka's narrative and partly it was because of his vengeance towards a human being who had killed 14,000 people that he embarked on this entire activity of kidnapping Sita and teaching Ram a lesson. He wanted, of course, enjoy, but he wanted to teach lesson to Ram. So when he went as a mendicant and tried to kidnap Sita, there is Vedavati, who is another backstory of Ravana. There are 2 backstories of Ravana which you have to remember. That Vedavati was actually a dedicated devotee of Vishnu who wanted to marry Vishnu. She was doing austerities. Ravana saw that she was very beautiful. She had beautiful hair. And so he went and caught hold of her hair in order to control her. She got so offended. She said, now that you have touched my hair, I'm going to give up this body, but I'm going to be back and be the reason for your demise. So Vedavati had left her body. Vedavati was an empowered being, empowered by Lakshmi. Sita is Lakshmi herself. She is eternal consort of the Lord. So when Vedavati's revenge was there, Vedavati's curse was there, In addition to that, Ravana had another curse. What all Ravana had to do in order for the Ramayana to come together? So when Nalakuvera's wife, Rambha, he wanted to have a union with Rambha. It's wrong at so many levels. Nalakuvera is Kuvera's son. Kuvera is a half brother of Ravana. So that is his cousin's son. And Rambha is cousin's son's wife. Your nephew of the person and his wife, you're trying to enjoy. When he forced himself upon Rambha, Nalakuvera cursed Ravana, saying that any other woman you touch without her consent, your head is going to break into 1,000 pieces. This curse he had. So all the ladies that he kidnapped before Sita, he had kept them in his kingdom in Lanka. The Lanka which was again taken over by force from Kuvera. But I was thinking that actually they were all against their wish. But Ravana was so handsome and he had power of mystic power that he had actually engrossed these ladies. So when in the Sundarakanda, when Hanuman went to Lanka, Sundarakanda is the 24 hours of explanation of that Hanuman going from this tip to Lanka and back. This 24 hours is Sundarakanda. In that Sundarakanda, when he is going in search of Mother Sita in the palace of Ravana, he sees thousands and thousands of very beautiful women trying to get attention of Ravana. Ravana was so handsome. And Mandodari was very, very beautiful. Who is she? She is none other than the reflection of Parvati. Another backstory of Ravana. When he tried to impress Shiva, after impressing Shiva, he asked for what? He asked for Parvati herself. And Shiva was so detached, he said, it's okay. But then other demigods, they tricked. They created a Chaya Parvati, a reflection of Parvati, and made Ravana believe that this is the original Parvati, and he took Mandodari. So Mandodari was a very, very beautiful person and a very chaste wife. In South India, we have this morning prayers that ladies recite. Ahalya, Draupadi, Tara, Sita, Mandodari, Panchakanye, Smare, Nityam, Sarva Papa Vinashanam. They say 5 chaste ladies, if we remember them early in the morning, all kinds of sinful acts are negated. So in that they say Ahalya, Draupadi, Tara, Sita, Mandodari. So Mandodari is a very chaste wife of Ravana. What is all this signify? That you might have a very chaste wife, you might have thousands of women looking for your attention, you might be a Medhavi, you might be a Vidwan, you might have impressed Ravana, you might have impressed Brahma, you might have impressed Shiva. He impressed Shiva by creating different ragas, using his intestine as the string and one of his arms as a veena. Such a great achiever, Ravana. But when he wanted to enjoy Mother Sita separately from Ram, all other good characters of his is zero. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahad guna manorate nasati dhavato bahihi. When you have akinchana bhakti towards the Lord, all good characteristics of all demigods come and reside in you. But if you have no attraction towards the Lord, what great character do you have? Nothing. So this Ravana, who was having such great characteristics, was taken away by lust, taken away by revenge, taken away by the mentality of separating Sita from Ram and trying to enjoy separately. Shurparaka wanted to separate Sita from Ram and enjoy Ram. Ravana wanted to separate Sita from Ram and enjoy Sita. Both of them met their consequences. What happened to them? They became an example for devotees to understand what not to do. As devotees, we are very, very fortunate, extremely fortunate that we have understood this theoretically. Theoretically, we know that we are not supposed to have an enjoying mentality. Theoretically, we know that we are not the center of this universe. Theoretically, we know that we cannot enjoy something which does not belong to us. That itself is a wrong statement. Why? Because nothing belongs to us. So ultimately, we cannot be having an enjoying mentality towards anything. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita ma gridha kasyasvid dhanam. When you identify this is my dhana and this is somebody else's dhana, then there is a fallacy that I think something actually belongs to me. Actually, nothing belongs to us. So, when a powerful person like Ravana got bewildered by this lust, what are we? We have to understand that Prabhupada has given us these teachings, this entire organization for us to progress in Krishna conscious life. We are very, very fortunate, and we understand that Bhagavatam is supreme. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us. We have understood that Mayapur is the place to be, and we have come and resided here also. Just picture this. Just 500 meters away, the Lord was born. 539 years ago. He probably crawled and he walked in this place where we are sitting. That is how fortunate we are being in Mayapur, understanding that Mayapur is the best place in the entire 14 planetary system. We know this theoretically. What is the problem is that like Ravana, the devotees also have the mentality of enjoyment. We might not be Ravana, or we are not surely Ravana, at least. See, the first step is to give up gross enjoying mentality. Second is to give up the subtle enjoying mentality. Gross enjoying mentality we always give up because our system is designed in such a way that we cannot go towards anything which is sinful. That is given. It is not there in our lifestyle. It is not there. But subtle ways, when you understand that there is something which is of interest, it's called guna buddhi. There is two things, guna buddhi and dosha buddhi. Guna buddhi is where we think something is nice, not so bad, preferred. Like how Bharat Maharaj started with the deer. He started with the guna buddhi. He said, okay, this is a small deer, it's nice. But slowly and slowly we keep contemplating on that sense desire. Dhyayeto vishya pumsa sangas teshu pajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. That initial is sangha. That where at the sangha there is only desire, saying that okay, this is all desirable. But then when the human or when the devotee, the practitioner continuously starts contemplating on the sense object or that particular thing which he or she wants to do, then that sangha manifests into kama. Kama is a stage where we cannot live a moment without that particular sense object being in our possession. We know this. Is basic 101 there in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has spoken and Arjuna has asked in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna has answered it in detail. Arjuna asked, how, my dear Lord, are we made to do things which we don't want to do? We know that it is not supposed to be done, and as though by force we are we are made to do that. And Krishna answers that kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha. He says, because of this mode of passion, this lust turns into anger, and because of that everything is happening. And he gives the solution also. The solution is very simple. but it takes a lifetime to implement. Solution is very, very simple. He says, start with your senses and control your mind. Like how we are saying that without mind control, the mind, like an unchaste wife, is going to go and get all the enemies and make you fall down. So if the mind, even after having controlled, the Shastras, Bhagavatam says in multiple places, never trust the mind. Even after the fangs have been removed, you don't trust. You don't trust. You don't never let your senses in the control of the mind. If we have to see, once upon a time there was one Ajamila who was a qualified Brahmana. He went and saw one half-naked man and one half-naked woman. And with that one input, he got agitated and the entire Ajamila episode manifested. So, with one half-naked man and one half-naked woman, this qualified Brahmana who knew everything, was Gurukul trained, went back and gave up his very good chaste wife and got this prostitute home and lived with her and had 10 children. What about all of us who are trying to practice with a phone in our hand and the internet full of half-naked men and half-naked women? For a man, it is a sense of sight which distracts to the opposite gender. For a woman, it is a little more protected. It's a sense of touch. That is why Ajamila got distracted just by looking at the Shudra and Shudrani. Whereas for Ahalya, the person in the form of Rishi, Indra in the form of Rishi Gautama, had to come and touch her for her to get distracted. So women are protected by nature. For sense of sight will not distract them. But for men, it's just the sense of sight. Many have come and asked, how is it possible that I am chanting and then I have these desires which are not supposed to be there? Because the mind is not yet purified. And I went and asked somebody, when will this stop? He said, okay, they told me a story of how Prabhupada reacted to this. When a disciple went and asked Prabhupada, how can we conquer lust? He asked a direct question. Prabhupada said, it's impossible. And he walked away. I said, what? Impossible? I'm trying to dedicate my entire life and this is stopping me. I have to do something about it. So he went and asked next day. He said, I'll ask in a different way. Prabhupada, sometimes there is this devil in us which makes us do things which we don't want to do. How do we control this devil? Prabhupada said, impossible, and he walked away. He went and asked in another manner. Again he said, impossible. But then he turned back and he said, Govinda Ichha. Only by the desire of the Lord can the lust leave us alone. But even after that happens, we must not take it for granted. Lust might not be the same for everybody. For some good practitioners, it might be something which is very, very rare. For some new practitioners, it might be a common thing every day that one has to fight. And somewhere in between, from good practitioners to new practitioners to seasoned practitioners. But the fact remains that this is one thing which is going to trouble the human being until the time we have this human body. So the plan is very, very simple. Implementation is very, very difficult. Plan is to have a body which does not have any senses which are material. That is to go back home, back to Godhead. Till the time we are challenging this entire proposition and not understanding the supremacy of the advices and the path given by Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and till the time we have this mindset of Ravana to actually enjoy ourselves, we are going to be in trouble. Once Bhakti, what's his name? Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Swami Maharaj, he was saying that we have to have an intense bhakti. Intensity we can't lose. We have to give up all these things and have some intensity. But what kind of intensity should we have? He said, have an intensity which suits your personality. And you have it in such a way that you are actually bringing a lot of consistency in your intensity. So, intensity to suit your personality, which brings in consistency to actually bring up your purity. So what you are able to do, probably I am not able to do, something lesser I might be able to do, but it's okay. Till the time we are consistent in our activities of bringing out purity, doing our sadhana, we need not actually implement the standards of the other person which might be high or low. We have to find our own standard. We find our standard and do our practice with the idea that this mind is not always in control, and try to start with sense control, and we go in this path Prabhupada has given us. We can learn and implement this learning from Ravana's story, that lust is going to take us down. Lust is always going to be with us in our mind, and our mind is not in our control, and our senses is where we start from. It's a simple learning, but a lifetime of practice to be put into this. So we can stop here, and anybody wants to comment, please comment. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. Nice thoughts about all these things. What I understood from Prabhupada, he said that everyone wants to be happy, but they don't know how to be happy.
Yes.
So the soul, pure soul, doesn't know anything else, only to be happy, loving and serving Krishna.
Correct.
So when we are trapped in this body, start identifying with it, this body, I am man, I am woman, I am this, I am that. So this identification,
Yes.
actually, this pure desire to love and serve Krishna transfer into this, what you said, lust, anger, greed. So Prabhupada explained that now to pervert it back, lust in love is through the service.
Yes.
So we know everyone like to serve,
Yes.
but whom we want to serve? Prabhupada said body, family, country, society. So when devotees start doing devotional service, sadhana, this process starts gradually by chanting, and need time and time to realize whether you want, as you said, enjoy still senses. No?
Yes.
We still want nice prasadam, nice place to stay, nice things to wear, no? Everyone has this.
Yes.
But when maturity comes in Krishna consciousness, we start only thinking how to please Guru and Krishna.
Jai.
Through our offering, service, our dealing with devotees, dealing with others. So I believe that this consciousness of the being thinking I am body, is that producing this desire to enjoy
Yes.
senses separately from Krishna. So for 30 years living in ashram, I was watching when you comes, what they do, how long they stay, why they want to live. And it's very, very empowering and enlightening to work on ourselves. How we see in ourselves how much we still have desire to enjoy life, senses, everything what comes to it. So thank you. Your class is very, very inspiring for all of us to work on ourselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Granth